A last-minute settlement in a child sex abuse lawsuit against Warren County. The county will now pay compensation to one of the people who say they were raped by the former sheriff. The case was the subject of a Kane in Your Corner investigation, and as News 12's Walt Kane reports, several jurors were disappointed by this settlement because they wanted to hold the county legally responsible.
We wanted to make that statement that we believe WM, we believe RM, we believe CC, that this is terrible.
Members of the jury say they were disappointed by an 11th-hour settlement that prevented them from finding Warren County responsible for failing to protect kids from sexual abuse.
It's just so unsatisfying to think that we created a king in Warren County and said that there's no accountability for him whatsoever. He can do what he wants.
We first told you about the sex abuse allegations last year in a Kane in Your Corner investigation. Former Warren County Sheriff Edward Bullock accused of raping kids in custody at the county's youth shelter or juvenile detention facility. The lawsuit was filed by one of them, known in court only by his initials, WM.
The sheriff raped me. It hurt. I was in pain, and I was crying and I was screaming and telling him to stop, and he just kept telling me that it was all right. It's not just sexual assault. It's the murder of a person's soul. There's no getting over that.
The attorney for Warren County argued the county had no control over the former sheriff because he was an elected official and that no one actually witnessed abuse. The county also produced an expert witness who argued WM was so troubled, being raped might not have made things any worse. It's a defense that only made the jurors angry.
I think it totally backfired, but it's not just Dr. Montgomery, to be clear. I think Dr. Montgomery is a symptom of the larger problem of the defense. The county didn't follow through on its obligations to make sure that he was safe and cared for. His life was never going to be a walk in the park, but it was made so much more difficult and brutal by the actions of the sheriff. It just broke my heart.
Terms of the settlement were not released. Jurors we spoke to say they hope it was enough to give WM a fresh start.
I'm just really happy that WM seems really happy, and I think that's the most important thing, and that we're, sending the message that we can't let this happen.
Be able to just settle it was frustrating, but I'm glad to see that WM did walk out of the courthouse, looked a little bit lighter and felt a little bit lighter to everyone. So I'm just happy to see that.
This is the first of 3 lawsuits filed by Bullock's alleged victims. The other 2 are scheduled to go to court later this year. In Your Corner, I'm Walt Kane, News 12.